Hey guys, welcome back to GloryHunter. Welcome to the first video post the Christmas spell, I guess, the 27th today. Hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas and Boxing Day, etc. And if you weren't celebrating that particular festive holiday, then hopefully you just had a fantastic weekend. I'm cracking on today in this save as we take on, for the first time, one of our former clubs. We only have one former club at the moment. However, come the end of this season, Dortmund will too become a former club, and you guys will vote where we move next in this save. But today, in the Champions League, we take on Juventus. Now, I'm curious to see what their team looks like 18 months, nearly 2 years down the line since we left, because we know for a fact a handful of players have been moved on. It's intriguing to see, or will be intriguing to see, who they've replaced those players with and how well they actually play. We, of course, didn't win the Champions League with Juventus, but we did win the Europa League with Juventus. As you can see from the trophy room down here, down in this bottom left-hand corner, you can see that the Europa League is ticked and Serie A is ticked. Now, we're trying this season to tick both the Bundesliga and the Pokal here at Dortmund, and we'll give it a damn good go again to win the Champions League after reaching the final last year and losing to Real Madrid. So fingers crossed this time we don't lose in the Champions League at all between now and the end of the season. We've got Schalke to start us off in the local derby in the Bundesliga. Things in the league look decent for us. Not spectacular, but decent. We are a point clear of Leipzig, and then a further 5 points clear of Freiburg, and then another point clear of Bayern Munich. You'll have to forgive me throughout the course of today and probably the next couple of days as well. I'm unwell again! Yay! So there will be sniffles, there will be snuffles, there will be pauses to swallow and clear the sore throat. And just in general, not quite so as normal. So do forgive me for that, but at least this time, so far anyway, I'm able to still record content. So let's crack on, let's go and play Schalke and hopefully keep ourselves top of the Bundesliga table. Do drop the video a like if you're continually enjoying this save. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you'll be able to stay up to date with everything that happens in this save. And of course, that will include the vote on where we move next. But for now, let's concentrate on playing some football. It's Schalke 04 away. Regen Samuel Delgado in goal for Schalke. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, which will probably be quite open, I would imagine, with regards to their defensive solidity. Connor Roberts at right back, Joaquin Gremel and Greg Taylor in the defence, with Revierderby at CDM, with Zalazar alongside him a little bit further forward. Then Araujo on the right, Adamola Lookman still on the left for them. Alvaro Calderon, a regen at 81 rated at Cam, and then Daryl DK scored a very good header against us last time we played them. Daryl, so we'll be wary of him. We're at absolute full strength. Schlotterbeck is up to 90 rated now, and hopefully Bellini's up to 91 as well. So we should be able to win this and then recover for the first game against Juventus. That's the current plan. And then we'll rotate a bit for Union Berlin to then obviously be as strong as possible for the second leg against Juventus. Unless we have such a remarkable first leg against Juventus, we can rotate in the second leg there. But I don't think we'll have that luxury, do you? Benas, some space in there to Paqueta. Already you can see the gaps opening up around this Schalke side. Wirtz draws the save out of Delgado with the first effort of the day. We'll try and deliver the corner with him as well, looking for newly 90 rated Nico, but that's not worked. Paqueta down here to Albert. All about the first touch, which wasn't great. Paqueta though with the space to get the shot off. Needed saving. No opening goal yet. We'll try and put it a bit further away from the keeper this time. Well, Schlotterbeck did win the header. He just headed it the wrong bloody way. Bellini. Why has he gone for a diving header there? Come on, pal. That was sat up beautifully just to volley. Bellini will try again. No. Oh, I can't believe he's gone for a diving header in that situation. What an idiot. Oh, it's opened up beautifully. Challenge. Niklas Süle. Might not be 90 rated like Schlotterbeck, but he's just as bloody good. Bellini into Florian Wirtz. And out wide to Weston McKennie. Oh, the touch takes him straight into the defender, but thankfully has the strength to hold him off in very FIFA physics engine style manner. Still lost the ball. Still won it back again. Not quite so obvious a way of going about scoring a goal. That's a hell of a challenge from Zalazar. We'll have another corner. He threw himself into that. He had to make sure he got it right, otherwise it could have been a red card coming his way. But Cunha will be underneath this one, and the keeper forced into yet another save in this fixture early doors. Bellini will lay this inside here looking for Paqueta, and there is Wirtz. I'll look to spin on it. Didn't quite work as smoothly as I'd hoped. McKennie, Bellini, Paqueta. Oh, they're still going to clear it. Can I win that with Bellini? I can, but it's not gone to a teammate. And Benacer seems rather uninterested in that. It has been all Dortmund so far. Daryl DK decided he just wanted to run straight through the middle of everyone. Thankfully, Schalke haven't threatened us yet. That just means at some point they will, and they'll take a shock 1-0 lead, and we'll be furious, because that's normally what happens in these situations, isn't it? Here's Roberts, being closed down by Robertson. Keeper's come, doesn't get there, but thankfully the defender did. He went for me there, that was a bit nasty. Threw that gap nicely to Matheus Cunha. He'll spread it out wide to Weston McKennie. Seen from the simmed games we've done that Matheus Cunha does drop quite a bit. Harry Kane-esque, but, oh! He does have the end result, Harry Kane-esque. That, however, was absolutely superb from someone else. Florian Wirtz, the man with the finish. Our joint highest rated player at 92, and proving exactly why. Cunha played him in, turn inside, and pick your spot. That is a goal worthy of the derby. Hopefully, worthy of winning the derby. We lead by a goal to 0. Leipzig drawing at half-time against Frankfurt, which is good news for us. If we can hold on to our win, we'll extend that lead at the top of the table from a point up to 3. Please hold on for that clean sheet. Both me and Leipzig's opponents. And then fingers crossed, from there, we can get a win against Union Berlin. Leipzig can drop even more points, and we'll become proper favourites for this league title. Got to hold on to my own clean sheet, though, first, haven't I? Salazar round the corner. Frankfurt have conceded, and Leon Goretzka gives Leipzig the lead. So then, as it stands now, just 6 minutes into the second half, it's only a gap of a point at the top of the table. He's going to get there first, Albert, isn't he? And he's in behind, and he loves a bit of it on that left foot. But Delgado loves making stops, it seems. Really capable goalkeeper so far here, isn't he? Delgado, that's crashed off the bar. Albert comes close for a second time, but still no second goal here for Borussia Dortmund. Bellini to McKennie. Inside looking for Matheus Cunha. Can't spin the man. Robertson down the line to Albert. And inside nicely to Wirtz. Through the gap. There you go. Come on, Matheus. Try and pick your spot and slot it, son. There you go. Tidily into the bottom corner. That's 2-0 to Dortmund. That should seal the 3 points here and keep us top of the table. We hope Frankfurt can do us a favour, although I'm not massively confident now that Leipzig have gotten their advantage. Goal for Leipzig. Leon Goretzka at the double. That's 2-0 to them. We still stay... Oh my god, Daryl DK. We'll still stay top because we had that 1 point advantage. Just unfortunately, it will still only stay at a point. So we will continually have to ensure that we win every single game to deny Leipzig the chance to go above us in the table and put that Bundesliga title under threat. Wirtz looking for Albert. We can put this result under no threat whatsoever. That's 3 in the 90th minute. Anything Leipzig can do, we can do just as well, if not better. Help our goal difference as well, of course. Good goal, that. Final whistle sounds not long after either. Perfect way to head into the game against Juventus. Now then, the question still hangs in the air. Are Juventus a better team without me than they were with me? They didn't win the Serie A title last year. And I wonder, if I have a look at other leagues, how they're getting on in Serie A so far this season. Juventus are 4th in the table, so they're only 5 points off top, so still very much in the title fight, but not as strong a season as we had in year 2 there, certainly. Let's go and find out who they've got in their team. Juventus look similar, but noticeably different, if that makes sense, to the side that we had there. Vlahovic, Chiesa, Szoboszlai, Spinazzola and Szczesny all the same. Jude Bellingham is here, and we've shown you Ethan Moss, their Jude Bellingham pre-gen that actually starts alongside him as well. See, we sold Nuno Mendes to Juventus, and also Jude Bellingham used to play for Dortmund. So there's an added bit in there as well. Me against my former club, Jude against his former club. They also, excuse me, have an 87 rated Dani Olmo on the bench as well. And still 86 rated Heung-min Son on the bench too. Denzel Dumfries is suspended for this first leg, but I imagine he will be available for the second. Maxence Lacroix has come in and is already marking his territory back there in the defensive third. 5 minutes in. It seems like this is going to be quite a end-to-end kind of game. I kind of wait to play him a little bit more down the line than right in behind there. Cunha into Bellini. Good footwork. Bellini, obviously former Juventus player as well. We brought him and Weston McKennie with us from Juventus to join us here at Dortmund. And Bellini will score in the 9th minute, but we'll do the apology. Sorry, Juve. He's come to me, and he's even better. We lead by 1-0. Thank you. First touch, really bad there from the Juventus man. Paqueta, not with much room though, actually. See Dusan Vlahovic dropping back again, still, for Juve, as he used to do for me when I was here. It was frustrating then, and I imagine it's frustrating for the new Juventus manager. Frustratingly, I can't see who the new Juventus manager is. Unless it shows some sort of close-up. It would actually have said, wouldn't it, in that pre-game lineup, it says who the coach is, so I'll have to check in editing. That'll show me who their coach is. There's no free roam camera, unfortunately, so I can't go and just have a look at him on the sideline to see if I recognise him. Mateus Cunha will lift that over the top. It will reach Albert, but we'll leave that, we'll leave that, we'll leave that, we'll leave that. Don't touch it. Why would you touch it when I've told you to leave it? We're going to get a free kick for handball, very, very fortuitously. Right, Andy Robertson, you have an excellent delivery, don't you, Sunshine? So let's deliver this in quite such a way and try and get a second goal. Very, very good for me. Jude Bellingham, player we haven't had the chance to use yet in any save. I don't think I've signed Jude Bellingham in any save I've done on the channel, but there is the plan, of course, to bring him to Chelsea when we manage Chelsea in a bona fide Chelsea career mode later in the FIFA year. For now, though, we are concentrating on Dortmund and getting ourselves through in the Champions League. And, well, Jude's having a go, scoring against his former team, but wasn't able to do it there. They're going to take this one short, aren't they? It took a while for the camera to even catch up. Freddie Chiesa. It's done me. He's not going to do Weston McKennie, though. His former teammate remembers his old tricks, knows where he's going to go, knows what he's going to do, steps in and takes it off him. Between the two of them, we'll get forward here. Ah, that's really well done. Wasn't meant to go to Albert. Was meant to go to Mateus Cunha, who buries it to make it 2. In the 44th minute, we give ourselves a double advantage. Benacer, given away. Moss, Vlahovic, back to Moss, to Dusan again. Trying to outmuscle him, but far too strong. Oh, the footwork from Dusan's insane. Super strength as well. Dominic Szoboszlai's offside. Brilliantly worked by big Dusan. And if Szoboszlai can stay the right side of the defence, surely he's getting squared to Jude Bellingham for a simple tap-in. It's the best we've seen from Juventus so far in this game. Really well put together move. But all centred around their big number 9. But he couldn't do it. Jude. That's really poor from Bellingham. And it's going to reach Wirtz. Vital save from Wojciech Szczesny. Changes for me now. So we have a handful coming on. Adeyemi for Cunha. Also a change in midfield in both the central and wide areas. Schlotterbeck's not going to score from there, is he? But I tell you what, we could find Gioreno. Well, we can find Gioreno, and then Ethan Moss takes it off him. Been decent, actually, to be fair to him. Moss in this. Neto for Son. Heung-min Son only getting a little bit of a cameo here against his former manager. Oof, if that had found its way through. Might have been a goal-scoring cameo. Spinazzola inside to Bellingham. Excellent footwork. And Vlahovic. And Szoboszlai. Andy Robertson gets a foot in. And it's very important indeed that he did. We'll clear that. Adeyemi's chested it down. I was trying to get him to header it. Oh, I got a toe to that, but it will still fall to a Juve man. And Vlahovic! Trying to get one back. Narrow the angle. Keeper's up. Keeper's not going to get there, though. Albert heads away, and that will be game before we get the chance to counter. Or will it? Yes, it will. 2-0 Dortmund in leg number 1. It's a good scoreline, but it's not a we're absolutely going to progress and don't need to worry too much about the second leg kind of scoreline. So let's go and get a win in a sim against Union Berlin, and then we'll try and best Juventus for a second time. So Union Berlin at home. Everyone seems to have recovered perfectly fine from the Juventus game. So I'm quite happy, actually, to sim this with a full-strength side to give us the best possible chance of getting the dub in the Bundesliga to keep us top. Although it was very nearly an excellent start for Union Berlin. Bellini. Ooh, like that. Bellini into Matheus Cunha, who slots it back to Wirtz, who powers it home. Would have expected Cunha there to take a shot, and I think perhaps their defence thought the same. Going to lay it off to a teammate, and he's going to fire it into the back of the net. Oh, lovely ball into Albert. Couldn't take it past the defender. Still just 1-0 in the 18th minute. Nice, nice, nice. 2-0, Jeremy Albert. One back for Union Berlin. Thiago Thomas, the 39th minute. It's not going to be as straightforward as we thought it might have been when that second goal went in. Down the line to Cunha. He's just everywhere, Matheus Cunha. I do like that about him. It's not like where Dusan Vlahovic Juventus was everywhere but didn't do anything. Matheus Cunha is everywhere and has an end product, which Union Berlin nearly did there to make it 2-2. This might still fall for them in the box here. No, it's a free kick for us. When the whistle went, I panicked a little bit internally and thought, hello, they're going to get a bloody penalty here. Still Union Berlin press. I'm going to make some changes, I think, just to freshen things up. They are going to make it 2-2 as well. Pouchat at the back post makes it 2-2. We were hoping for a simple, straightforward victory here today with my full strength 11 out. It's not transpired that way. Now, I'm doing this to try and get the victory in this game, and also, just noticed that Always up to 93, and also, of course, with that second leg against Juventus in mind. Oh, trying to be patient in the build-up, it just won't work. 90th minute now. We're in the box. Oh, there is the chance. Right at the death, the chance did come, but it wouldn't find its way into the back of the net. Leipzig, thankfully, drew as well. 0-0. So the gap at the top of the table will stay at a single point, and we won't fall off top spot. Bayern Munich, however, won their game. Not sure what Freiburg did in theirs. I didn't glance at it, but they're only 6 points behind us now, Freiburg, and they might, with 5 games to go in the Bundesliga, maybe third and fourth place, will try and close the gap on ourselves and Leipzig. We'll wait and see. We've got Freiburg coming up in the next episode, actually, in the Cup. Yeah, with Freiburg coming up in the Cup. FC Köln should be more straightforward in the league. Hoffenheim should be similarly. And then it's just the 3 games left in the Bundesliga. We're not far away from the end of our time here at Dortmund, and we're not far away from potentially winning 3 trophies this season. This used to be home. It's not anymore. Jude Stanley is Juventus's coach. Not a name I recognise, if I'm honest. Dani Olmo gets the nod at Cam this time around, ahead of Dominik Szoboszlai. And Dumfries is back from suspension. Other than that, they are the same. So, let's go and get a similar result, shall we? Somehow, my team have recovered to be fully fit for each and every fixture during this busy period of the season so far, which is pretty remarkable. I didn't expect that. And that's not the norm, which is why we always try and build our strength in depth at any club we're at. Because the majority of the time, you're going to bloody well need it. Cunha. Oh, if he gets that off, then there's a man free with Bellini on the far side. Well, this is a familiar setting for us in this save here at the Juventus Stadion. Juventus Stadium even. Thinking of the BVB Stadion. Denzel Dumfries was awful for me. And so far, in limited experience, awful against me as well. Start as you mean to carry on, eh, Denzel? You didn't impress when we were at Juventus, and you're not impressing now. Oh, but neither are we so far. I could just try and play the ball about, not really be too aggressive, try and see the result through. But I would like to go about and win in the right way and get ourselves progressing with 2 victories against my former team if we can. Andy Robertson doesn't come far away from getting an unlikely, unexpected opening goal for us. Didn't quite dip in time, but it wasn't far away. Even though Juventus' chance again is taking me back, we could have set them back by an extra goal there. Keep getting a little toe in, as you've seen in this move, to get the ball away from us, but they keep gifting it back to me as well. Matheus Cunha looking to get in behind Maxence Lacroix, who's made a complete mess of that, and that'll be a corner off Spinazzola. That didn't really go well for either attacking or defending side there, did it? Wirtz whips the ball in. McKennie is up. It's a good header. It's a good save. No third goal yet. Let me try and curl this a bit. See if we can't whip it, so then we can build a bit more power on the header. I don't know whether it was the ball hitting the post or Wojciech Szczesny hitting the post. Something hit the woodwork, and we haven't scored yet. It's been their one downfall in this game so far, is just their inability to maintain possession. And if you haven't got the ball, then you're not going to threaten me, are you, Juve? Cunha can't turn that home first time. In fact, it was Paqueta, not Matheus Cunha. Unable to get the ball into the back of the net there. And now Fede Chiesa try and break away. It's not been very positive in these 2 ties, Fede Chiesa. He's always looked to turn and find a teammate rather than try and take a man on and create a chance for himself. In that scenario, Bellingham, Olmo, unbelievable save. Kubel keeps it 0-0 on the night. And again, Dumfries gives the ball away for the umpteenth time so far this evening. And we have ourselves a 2-0 lead still on aggregate with only 45 minutes to play. Might be in trouble. Might be in trouble. Oh, it's just a yellow. He stopped and turned. The ball was there to be won. And as I committed to the slide, he stopped and turned. And I've caught him. And I thought for a moment there that that was going to be a straight red card for Ismail Benacer. Other than myself and the former Juventus players in my lineup, Benacer is the next best man to know how to go about this Juventus test, having come from Serie A when we signed him from AC Milan. Cleared away by Paqueta. We'd have played against Benacer in this save when we were at Juventus. But so far, this Juve team are not performing as well as they did for me a couple of years ago. But I guess we're kind of glad of that, to be completely honest. Wirtz will get this down the line to Bellini. It's just opened up nicely for me here. And Matheus Cunha is the man that's getting forward. Try and find... Oh, it's actually Albert. That's game, surely now. That's the tie. The ball was intended for Bellini. But it's the Frenchman that finds the ball at his feet and turn it home into the bottom corner he has. Obvious ball here. It's actually beat the man and then try and look for Bellini again. But Albert's come across. He's tucked it home well. That's us in front by 3-0 and leading on the night as well. We're headed to a Champions League semi-final. He's just run into me. Fede Chiesa has been really average over the course of these 2 ties. Really very average indeed. Probably shouldn't have gone for the power shot, should I? I'll be honest. Probably shouldn't have gone for the power shot. I saw the opportunity and we didn't absolutely need to score. So I thought I'd try and do something a little bit more fancy than the usual. Salih Özcan into Bellini here. Just trying to get away from the men that were around him. Schlotterbeck, ball around the corner. I could have wound up for another power shot. Oh, I was trying to hit that first time with a power shot with Cunha as well. And that's not worked either. We're going to get a really, surprisingly, actually comfortable two-leg score of 3-0 here against Juventus. Matty Cash getting stuck in. That'll be my throw as well, I think. So with 2 minutes to go, it's going to be back-to-back clean sheets against Juventus. And I didn't expect that when I saw their starting lineup. Did you? Certainly not. Not with the way that we like to concede goals. Not that we like to concede goals, but the way that we do. Brandt out to Andy Robertson. And we could end it with a fourth as well. No. Straight to Wojciech Szczesny. That's sometimes what happens with manual crosses. That's Dortmund into the semi-final in the Champions League for the second year in a row. And we'll find out who we face momentarily. And then we'll see if we can't get ourselves through to the final for the second year in a row. And hopefully, for the first time, win it. Leipzig and Manchester United going to extra time. RB Leipzig winning on penalties. Atleti 3-1 up against Real Madrid. Chelsea 1-0 up against Benfica. We'll see what happens over the course of those second legs as to who we get. Games have been rescheduled. Prize money has been awarded. Benacer will miss a game in the Champions League because of suspension now. And he'll miss that first leg against RB Leipzig. Well then. Köln, Freiburg, Hoffenheim. Leipzig, Leverkusen, Leipzig. And then hopefully Wolfsburg, Dusseldorf and DFB Pokal final to end that particular run of games, and then a Champions League final in the suit, provided we can see off Leipzig one round at a time, one competition at a time, and maybe we might do the treble this season. In the league, we are still only a point clear of Leipzig, so nothing is certain yet. Leipzig might knock us off top spot and knock us out of the Champions League yet. I pray it doesn't happen, but it absolutely could. Join me tomorrow where we'll find out if we do make it to that cup final again for the second season in a row. I'll see you then.